Hey, it's that time again. Welcome to Solomon's Portico. Alright, so there are 5 things that we'll be talking about the next several weeks, even more than 5 weeks, I assume. But one of those, well, I say 5 things. One of those things we've already talked about in detail, so I don't really want to spend any time at all on it. In fact, I probably won't devote any more videos to this for a long time. But I'll get to that. Number one on this list, and although this list is in no particular order, number 1 probably is the most important, and that is the heart. The heart. Number 1 is the heart. Just a quick definition for biblical purposes. The Bible uses the word translated as the heart to refer to a person's mind, a person's life-giving source, a person's moral compass, what they use to make decisions about right or wrong, and really what makes the man the man. When you say, what's that person like, you describe the heart to describe that person. Number 2, the mouth. The mouth is a critical tool that human beings have, either for wise purposes or unwise purposes, either for success or destruction. And there's a lot that the Bible has to say about how we use our words, how we use our tongue, how we use our mouth. All right, but this is very connected to the heart, by the way, because Jesus said, "Out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks." So that's number 2 is the mouth. Number 3 is sexual purity. Sexual purity and sexual faithfulness or fidelity. Now, this is the thing that we've talked about in depth, but the Bible, and so we won't really be talking about it the next few days, but the Bible does talk about it a lot. It says, now this is the will of God, your sanctification, and that you abstain from sexual immorality. It says the body was not made for immorality before the Lord. It says the lips of the adulteress drip honey and her speech is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a two-edged sword. And where do you end up? Well, it says her feet go down to death. So you don't want to follow her down where she's going. Anyways, but that's the 3rd thing. The 4th thing is material wealth management. The Bible talks a great deal about money, of all things. Money. And not just money, but the things that we own, our resources, our assets. It is so important to manage these things well and in a wise manner, so that when we get to the end of our days, we don't regret how we used our wealth. All right. Finally, 5thly, there is a great deal that the Bible has to say about the sin of idolatry, or worship of created things. And you may say to yourself, well, I don't bow down to statues, so that's not really me, Mark. But the truth is, an idol is anything you put above the place of God in your heart. Anything that you love more than God, you have got something misplaced in your heart. You need to love God more than you love anything on planet Earth or beyond. You need to love God more than anything else or anyone else. And that's the truth. And that may be hard. It is hard sometimes. We have to keep our eyes focused on the most beautiful, the most glorious, the most lovely, and that person is God. We need to keep our eyes on God, and that helps us to worship God alone. But we'll talk about that over the next few weeks later on. Well, that is all I've got for y'all this week. Just a summary of what we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks on Solomon's Portico. Until next time, stay frosty, my friends.